All red bottoms, how I'm dripping. All white buffies, how I'm saucy.
LapDiamondLondon.com.
All white buffies, how I'm saucy.
Greetings, 师傅. 师傅, I overheard you speaking of jewelry companies that copy your designs. Can you elaborate on this, please?
Yeah, a lot of you out there, a lot of you jewelry businesses, I see you copying me with this design. It's all love though, because it don't matter. You know what I mean? You still can't make it like me. And not only that, it's a jewelry business. Everyone copies everyone, ain't I? But I know I made this first. You know why? Because when that guy asked me to make him that pendant and that chain, the sapphire blue on white, I Googled it to see if anyone made any. Do you know what I mean? Because I was going to say to him, like, look, I can't be bothered to make this, or let me take some photos of some, screenshot some and say, do you want it like this? You know what I mean? When someone asks me to make something, I'm like, if I can't be bothered to make it, because they might just want one chain. It's like, I ain't got time to just make one chain, you know what I mean? You got to buy a few different things, you know what I mean? But he's my guy, so I searched for it anyway. Didn't see any anywhere. Different colors, nothing. Not like this, do you know what I mean? So I know I was the first to make it, you know what I mean? But one thing you guys that's copying me out there, yeah? Let me tell you something. You ain't gonna make it like me. You see how this is flat? You see all the stones all the way down the chest? Excuse me. You see how this is flat? You see all the stones all the way around the chest? You know what I mean? The way I make mine, my weight distribution is crazy. I could do a cart flip, cartwheels, land flat, and it's still gonna be flat on my chest. Still showing the stones. You guys is going to be flipping over and all types of shit, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, the clasps that I use, when you're using this sort of metal, the clasps that I use, perfect, just boom, one thumb, unclips, you know what I mean? With different metals, I use different clasps because you don't want to use these ones on other ones. So you got to know this stuff when you're making these chains. These guys don't know this stuff, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, the stones that I use high quality stones, you know what I mean? Very high quality stones. For the fine jewelry, yeah, we got the Moissanites and all that. But look, even for this, yeah, you guys ain't using stones this quality, you know what I mean? So say for example here, these are like my CZs, yeah? High quality CZs, very high quality CZs, you know what I mean? Like not your AAAs, we're going past that level now, you know what I mean? And then look at these are like, so say for example, like here, you see that goes up to 8. That goes up to 8 on the hardness scale. You know what I mean? Then we got some others that go up to 9. You know what I mean? So because it goes up to 9, it goes up to 10 on the diamond tester. You know what I mean? And I could do this all day. We got the ruby. You know what I'm saying? So it's passing the diamond test on some of these chains that I'm making. Say for example, this one. This is the mint green one. I use synthetic sapphire in here. You know what I mean? So it's not even CZ. This is synthetic sapphire. So it has a different type of bling to a diamond and a different kind of bling to a CZ. It's different. So when you look at it close as well, you see what there's detail in there that's different. You know what I mean? So you guys can never copy me. And in all fairness, the colors that I did, you guys ain't copied anyway, because for one, you ain't got that sort of, you ain't got that vision like me, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these people making the jewelry, they ain't going to be wearing a Casablanca marine blue with the green, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to be like this. And then say, oh, you know what? I want to make a chain to match that. So they don't even think about these colors, man. The creative process for them ain't even there. They ain't even touching me. You know what I mean? I got the yellows. You know what I mean? The golden yellows. You know what I mean? Got the champagne yellows. I got the champagne. I did one recently with rose gold, with the white, and then the champagne diamond. So it matches the rose gold. So say for example, if I'm wearing a watch that's rose gold, I just slap that tennis chain on with it, and now I got a rose gold tennis chain with the champagne diamond, and then offset with the white. You know what I'm saying? So it's off white. Come on, guys, can't fuck with me when it comes to this shit. Come on, you know what I mean? Look. For one, Google that. Google mint green diamond bracelet, and you know what I mean? you're only going to see my designs pop up. And these ain't even out yet. So you ain't going to see these pop up until May. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shoot. So you ain't going to see these until May anyway. And this is May 2024. These other colors, this I've had out in stores since 2023, maybe late 2022. You know what I mean? And I got the Miami. Let me explain something to you guys. I got the you see this? This is what I call the Miami color, the vanilla sky. You know what I'm saying? It's got the kind of pinkish, purplish going into the like it's like the pinkish purplish going into the blue, right? So this is like the Miami Vice colors, right? You know what I'm saying? So I made a tennis chain to match that. I'm actually working on a pendant, but I'm probably not going to do it yet because I want to do it so crazy. It might take a long time to do, and it's going to be pretty expensive because I want it to be it's going to be a first of its kind pendant. But anyway, the tennis chain that I got, the Miami one, I put in the video here. You see that one? It goes, I think it's ruby, red, sapphire white, and then it's got the Miami blue. So it's Miami Vice colors with the white in the middle. But I think I might have done another ruby. So there might be two different ruby colors in there. So it might be pink, white, blue, then a ruby color. I'm not sure. One of them I mixed up the rubies with. You might know the red. I think it's the red and pink one I did to match like this watch that I got, which is a ruby watch. I did the red and the pink. So all those were past the tester as well. You know what I mean? The diamond tester and whatnot. So the ruby's always going to pass the tester. You got to understand, those sapphires, those synthetic sapphires I just showed you, that's like basically the same as what Jacob the jeweler is doing in his Bugatti watch, I think it is, or one of his watches, where the whole case of the watch is synthetic sapphire. There might be a video here. I might be able to put a clip. So it's the same sort of stuff he's using there. You know what I mean? So when you see these tennis chains out there and you think, oh, it's blue and white or whatever, these guys that copied me, it's not the same as mine. I'm telling you that right now. And my price is probably still better than theirs. You know what I mean? Because I make my jewelry for myself, firstly. Then I make them for clients. And then I also make it so that I can bring it to the market so people like everyday people can just afford it. You know what I mean? I make it easily affordable for what the quality is. These other guys wouldn't want to sell it at that price. You know what I mean? But there's no middleman between us. So it's just boom. We just make it and put it out there. You know what I mean? And the people love it. You know what I mean? If they want to upgrade it, say if we give them like make like a plated tennis chain and they want to upgrade it, then it's like, okay, do you want to upgrade it to rhodium plated? You know what I mean? Or do you want to upgrade it to because some people have allergies, so they can't wear plated jewelry. They might go green. So it's like, okay, we could slap some rhodium on there and then you'll be cool with it. You know what I mean? And then if they're really sensitive or they just want to wear it in the shower and all that stuff all the time and go swimming and whatnot, it's like, okay, we'll go for solid silver. Then we'll upgrade them to that. You know what I mean? Or if they want the white gold and all that, they could do that too. There's no point doing it because if you've got silver and you've got rhodium plated on it, it's going to be the same thing anyway, pretty much. Not as far as value and stuff like that, but as far as like how it would look and everything, it'd be the same, you know? So however you want it, we could do it. You know what I mean?
Shifu, are you saying that cubic zirconia is suitable?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with CZ jewelry. There's nothing wrong there's nothing wrong with any jewelry, but you just have to know what you're looking for, what your budget is, what your mindset is about this. Do you want it long term? Do you want it as something you could pass down to your kids? You know what I mean? All these questions you got to factor into your decision making when buying jewelry. But for the most part, someone like me, I get bored extremely easily, and I like to drip different. Like I want to be wearing mint green when I'm wearing mint green clothes or green glasses or something like that. You know what I mean? Or green sneakers. You know what I mean? I don't always do it, but sometimes I want to be able to do that, right? Now, if I do that with natural diamonds, and fine jewelry, then it's going to cost a lot of money to have that much different jewelry. Then you got to insure it. Then you got to store it somewhere, because you can't just leave that in your crib. In London, niggas will run up in your crib and take your shit. You know what I mean? So you got, when you're doing fine jewelry, you got to factor in all these things, like where are you going to keep it? How are you going to insure it? The amount of money it costs as well to have loads of different colors and different types of jewelry to match your clothing and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's going to start getting real expensive real quick. So if you're someone like me that gets bored real easy, then you might want to go for, some lower costing jewelry, which it doesn't have to be, like me, I can't wear plated. If I wear plated, I go green, basically. I'm one of them sensitive people. So anything with like, I could wear certain plated jewelry. Like if I make, so this chain here, this is actually plated, but it's not, solid copper underneath like these cheap guys be doing. This is brass underneath, which has a concentration of copper, but the concentration of copper that I put into my brass is very small. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm very sensitive to copper. So if I wear copper, I'll go green within half an hour. You understand what I'm saying? So I put a low concentration to make it brass. You know what I'm saying? Then I plate it with real silver plating, and I'm putting like 5 layers, 6 layers of plating onto this, electroplated onto this brass. Then I put rhodium on top of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So the barrier between the brass and my skin, the barrier is going to be like maybe, I think it's 0.5 microns or 5 microns. Can't remember off the top of my head which is the difference, but it's going to be like 5 microns or something like that. You know what I mean? Either way, the market for plated jewelry is using less than half of that to plate their brass or their copper. Do you see what I'm saying? So I've got double thickness of the plating, then I put rhodium on top of it. So now I could wear plated jewelry even though I'm allergic to copper. You see what I'm saying there? So, and I'm highly allergic. So if you wear this and go green, that means you have some skin that is like, you might as well be albino out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You might as well, your skin must be so sensitive to anything that you can't wear this. Do you know what I mean? So for me, don't get me wrong, I could easily make this in solid silver. In fact, let me get, so this here is the same tennis chain as this, okay? So me and my guys that make this, they're masters, okay? They're masters. They ain't no young guys in a factory or some factory in India with like loads of little kids now. These are grand masters at making jewelry. They're old guys, you know what I mean? So when I made this, I did a few different models because I wasn't happy with what I seen in the market, right? So when you see a chain like this, you see how stiff that is? Now this will do the same thing, but just for the sake of this video, this is solid silver, okay? Solid silver with rhodium plating, okay? So you see that stiffness? Look, that's what you want in a tennis chain, okay? Especially when it's like 5 mil. Even my 3 mil ones do this though, okay? If you look at any of the stores, actually no, only one of the stores that I send my jewelry to, they have pictures of this like showing that. You know what I mean? So this is Moissanite stones. So it's solid silver, so I'm gonna put Moissanite stones in it. Do you know what I mean? But I do have the synthetic ruby ones in solid silver for myself as well. But I didn't put them in the store because people could get that privately if they want the solid silver. But in the store, they could just buy it for that low price, and they'll be looking the same as I do with the more expensive one. Do you know what I mean? But these are Moissanite diamonds, right? On this tennis chain. Because it's solid silver, I didn't put the same clasp as I have on the plated one on this one. Because silver's soft. Do you know what I mean? And not only that, because this chain is way more expensive, if say for example, you got a lot of idiots out there that don't take care of their jewelry. So if this breaks, this clasp is easier for them to fix. Where this isn't gonna break, but it's like, it's a cheaper chain. So if it does break, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? But if you spend this much money on a chain and it breaks, that's a problem. You know what I mean? So I made this clasp. So if any problems do happen, they'll be fine. Plus it's got the extra butterfly clip. So, you know, it just is what it is. But yeah, so this one would be a more expensive version. But if you put them next to it, because my CZs are so high quality, to the naked eye, they wouldn't really see much. They would see a difference because Moissanite has a lot more fire and stuff, and it doesn't need as much light to have that sort of big flash and stuff like that. But because these are sapphire on this mint green one, it's gonna look different anyway. But it's still gonna look. You guys watching this video ain't gonna see no difference really. Do you know what I mean? But if I go outside in the sunlight, or if this is different lighting, because this is soft lighting here for the most part, if I go into somewhere with hard light, it's gonna be popping off a lot more. You know what I mean? Like these rings are Moissanite and solid silver here. These are Moissanite with solid silver. You know what I mean?
So plated jewelry is also suitable.
Plated jewelry, I'll make a whole different video for that, because then I could go into the real depths of it and what happens in the science behind it. Because a lot of people say, oh, if will it rust? Will it go brown? Will it this? Will it that? And they don't know the actual terminology or the science behind what's happening. So essentially, what's happening with plated jewelry is it can oxidize. Do you know what I mean? So someone like me that's allergic, if anything with copper in it, if I wear it for half an hour, there's going to be an oxidation that occurs. So between my skin or my sweat and the actual copper, there's going to be a reaction, and then that's going to peel away and cause oxidation in the actual silver plating. So what you're left with is a ring that is actually brown and a finger that is green. So that's oxidation. Do you know what I mean? Now, plated jewelry, you could have oxidation occur just from having it in a room that's very has a lot of humidity, you know, or you live by the river. You know what I mean? There's loads of tests on YouTube with people that do real tests where they put out a ring out in the rain. They put one in different materials and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So there's loads of material on it. But the misconception that everyone has is, oh, if jewelry is cheap, then it's going to turn me green. That's not true at all. You could buy plated jewelry or low cost jewelry, plated jewelry, and not be allergic to copper. And you could wear that ring for years to come, you know? Like my family and my close friends, I give a lot of jewelry. When I make new jewelry, like say this, yeah? This is a new ring. This is a new ring that I designed, okay? So it's a big men's kind of like, it's like a sovereign ring almost, like from back in the days, but it's basically a round iced out ring. Very big ring, okay? Like for you, put on your pinky. It's a similar size to this ring that I got on here, okay? So this ring here, I'll chuck to someone. So whether it be my brother or a family member or something like that, I'll chuck it to them and be like, wear it for a couple months or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And they already know, like, you don't have to worry about being hygienic with it and whatnot. You could use it with chemicals, wear it in the shower, do what you want with it. Cause I want the worst damage done to it. So I know how it can hold up. Do you know what I'm saying? Then once I get that feedback, then it's like, okay, we're going to bring this to the market now. And then I'll dish it out to the stores that sell that I partner with. You know what I mean? But if you have a ring like that and it's plated, store it in a bag like this. You hear that? Sweetie wrapper, cellophane plastic, store it in a bag like this. Then you could put it in a bag like this. So put it in here. If you want to be extra careful, then put it in a bag like that. Okay? then put it in your jewelry box or leave it on your desk or on your dresser or wherever. Do you know what I mean? But that's what you want to do. That's how you make your plated jewelry last a very long time. Okay. So slap it in a cellophane bag. If you want, put it in a button bag, then put it aside. Another type of bag you could use is what's called anti-tarnish bags. So that's an anti-tarnish bag here. So you see it's very thick and soft, and it has like this sort of very difficult to close mechanism at the top. You can see it says mine, right? Because that's one of my bracelets, right? So this is how I store my jewelry. In a bag like this, or in a bag like this, or in both, right? That's the best way to store plated jewelry. And even your other jewelry, your silver jewelry, you could do the same. Now, you see a bag like this, right? You see the difference between these two bags? One is like a gray color and one is like a super crystal clear color, right? So the reason I don't store in bags like this is because this plastic starts to wear off over time, and then you get this sort of gray sort of color, right? It's not transparent anymore. So that gray is dissipated and it goes onto your jewelry. Now, if you catch it early enough, you could just wipe it off, you know? But if you've kept it in a bag for like 2 years or 3 years, this is like, it's, you know, like when you have stock of jewelry, you have to store jewelry as well. That can rub off on there and you can't always wipe it off. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I don't keep jewelry in here for too long, you know? These bags also do the same, but it would take way longer for it to happen. Okay. So that's why I put it in these bags, because I've never had a problem with these bags. Even though you see this one, it might change color a bit, but I never have it go off onto the actual metal, which is what I'm basically trying to avoid, you know? There are other bags, like you could get the brown colored anti-tarnish bags on like Amazon and stuff. It would just, if you just type in anti-tarnish bag, you'll see these brown bags come up. You also get some of these brown tabs. So those are anti-tarnish tabs. You could put them in with your bag. I've done it. It's supposed to kind of like take the air in, but I don't know if that actually works. The other thing you could do is put one of these in your bag, in your jewelry box. Still keep your jewelry in the bags and then put this inside as well. And then that helps as well, because that takes all the moisture out of the jewelry box. You know, it absorbs it all. And with this will turn brown once it's full of moisture. I could put it in the microwave it for like 10 or 30 seconds or whatever, and then it will go back to this color, back to brand new. So you could reuse it. So you could buy these again. So these are called reusable, just put reusable silica gels. And then you could put that in there. You know, like what you get with your sneakers and stuff like that in the box. It's basically that. But you put it in your jewelry box, so it's like you're absorbing any air moisture as well. So that helps as well. But with that said, I never get problems from clients, and we sell thousands and thousands of pieces of plated jewelry every month. And we never get problems like anti-tarnish or anything like that. With clients that I'm really close to, they like have complete transparency with me. So after like say 2 years or a year and a half, they might have like a big Cuban chain. These motherfuckers, you know, in America, these guys are wearing that chain every day. They're using it as dailies, sweating on it, playing basketball in it, and just doing everything in the chain, right? And after about a year and a half, 2 years, you do get some guys that have fading, that don't do what I say, like keep it in the bag and stuff. They just wear it daily, chuck it on their dresser, and then the next day they rock it again. They get some fading happen usually on the back of the chain. When that happens, you could use a product like this. which is called New Shine Silver Plating Solution. So something like that on a plated jewelry only, not solid, not fine jewelry, not solid silver jewelry, just on plated jewelry. You could use something like this product, and you can get like a cotton ball and rub it into the chain where it's had oxidation. So where it's gone brown, you know, you could rub that down, and then this will put a layer of plating of silver on top of it. So it'll basically bring it back to new, you know. Obviously don't put it over stones and stuff like that, but you're most likely not going to get the oxidation on the front of the chain or the front of the ring. It's always going to be on the inside or the back where your sweat is, and, you know, like your grip is just rubbing against it all day, stuff like that. So this is a really great product. There's someone on YouTube, if you put New Shine tutorial or review, this woman has a bracelet that was like brass based, I think, or it looked brass based, and the silver came off, and she put this on it and brought it back to life. I've played around with this on our products, and it works fine. So this is great. So even if you've got old jewelry that has oxidized, you could always use this product and test it out for yourself on there. Do you know what I mean? But this is what I've told people to use, but I've never had anyone have to use it. Apart from one guy, he had a Cuban chain, but I don't think he ever did it anyways. But yeah, plated jewelry is the way to go when you're dealing with someone that, if you're like me, you just want to change your jewelry or have lots of different jewelry without spending this stupid amount of money. Plated jewelry is the way to go for sure. You can get some really nice designs. You've got a wide variety of designs when it comes to plated jewelry. So yeah, next time you go green, don't blame the jewelry, blame yourself, because you're allergic to copper. That's the most likely reason for it happening. Maybe you're allergic to something else like nickel or something like that, but in general, it's usually copper that makes people go green. Now, mind you, with that said, even gold has copper in. So you might buy fine jewelry like gold, and if you look at a gold bar, it always says like 99.99 or whatever. There's always going to be a different element to make it solid. Because if it was 100% gold, it's just going to be like liquid. Or you understand what I'm saying? So they always mix it with something to make that solid bar or make the jewelry solid. So there's oftentimes, in fact, the majority of times, there's always going to be some sort of copper or a different element mixed with your fine jewelry anyway. So people, even though they buy fine jewelry, they could still have allergic reactions. Some people might get itchy neck or red neck or, you know, wrist from the jewelry. Another good thing for people with allergies is stainless steel. You could wear stainless steel, like this watch, for example. This is stainless steel. So you could have allergies and have no problem with stainless steel because there's nothing that you're really going to react to, you know? The only thing I find with stainless steel, it's a bit of a hard metal to work with. If you just look at Elon Musk's Cybertruck and hear about how difficult it was for them to bend the steel and stuff, you'll understand. Stainless steel is not an easy metal to work with. And I mean, when I say that, I mean by putting prong settings for your stones and stuff like that. So oftentimes when you see stainless steel jewelry at a lower price, it's usually always glued stones rather than hand set or prong set stones. You don't want glued stones. It looks horrible. Unless you're going for like a really vintage look, it doesn't look nice. The stones are all wonky and sticking out, and it just looks terrible. So when you're buying lower cost jewelry, always go for like you know, if you are going for stainless steel, just always ask the jeweler, are these stones glued or not? You know, or are they prong set? Because a lot of people, they don't ask these questions, and some people get the jewelry and they might even think, oh, this is fly. I like this. This looks sick. But to someone like me, it's going to be like, oh, that's disgusting. You got glued settings on your bracelet. Nah, get that the fuck out of here. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, always try and go for prong settings. One of the companies I work with, labdiamondslondon.com, they only sell jewelry that has prong settings or invisible settings, Pavé settings. Everything's hand set. They never have glued settings up. It's just they wouldn't touch it, you know? So at least if you go somewhere like that, you're playing safe. Do you know what I mean? Where other places, you might, especially if you buy online, you might not even see how it's set. What I mean by that is in their description, it might just say, oh, this chain is this chain is that, and then it might not even say it's plated. Another thing as well, a lot of these online companies out there, I see this often, is like, even with like a Moissanite chain like this silver one, it would be like 14K white gold, VVS1 diamonds. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then the price is like, you know, £200 or $200 or something like that, for example, right? And it's like, you got to use your common sense here. Like, the gold alone is going to cost more than that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the spot price of gold alone, for that sort of weight of a chain or a jewelry item, the gold alone spot price is going to cost more than that. Do you know what I'm saying? So for them to be promoting it or advertising it as 14K carat gold, 18K carat white gold, is bullshit. It's cap. You know what I'm saying? How can it be that price if the spot price alone for the last year or so has been more than that for that weight, a piece of jewelry that weight? You see what I'm saying? So then they add the Moissanite or some other diamonds and they'll be like a VVS1, da 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 da. Do you know what I mean? Even companies that I send to, they'll put like VVS1, but that's because they are. Do you know what I mean? But other companies, you can't always trust that. Because what happens is, when you get Moissanite jewelry, for example, you're going to have a Moissanite certificate come with it, okay? So in this envelope, it's going to have a GIA certificate, and it's going to tell you what the stone is, okay? So let's open this up real quick. So in here, you've got a GIA card. This is your certificate, and it will tell you all about the stone, okay? So it will tell you the number of the stone. So that would be lasered into the stone, usually on the girdle of the stone. And then it will tell you what shape of stone. So it might say emerald cut, brilliant cut, oval shape. It will tell you the cut basically. Then it will tell you the millimeters of the stone. Then it will tell you the carat weight. So this one, for example, is 3 carats, okay? And it's a round brilliant. And then the color is a D, okay? So that's D color. So that's the whitest color you're going to get in Moissanite, okay? Then it will tell you the clarity, which is VVS1, which is basically a flawless clarity with no inclusions, okay? So no little bubbles or anything like that inside the stone, okay? And then it will say the cut, is it excellent? And then you'll see the dimensions of this cut here. And then it would also give you a chart to let you understand what everything means in there. So you could study that and say, okay, so this stone means that or whatever, yeah? Now, here's another one, different design, card, but it's exactly the same thing, okay? It's going to have exactly the same stuff, information on the inside, okay? And then with all these Moissanites, you're going to get a card like this, and it's going to have a GR code, or whatever it's called, and then you put your phone on there, and then you could go to the website, and then it will tell you, you know, that it's registered, and it will match up with the stone on your card and the number and everything like that, okay? So you do have a couple other different variations of these cards, like with earrings. Some of our earrings, you might get a smaller card, okay? Now, this is where it gets crazy, because this is GRA. Now, here is GIA. So GIA is the governing body for actual natural diamonds. So diamonds that are, you know, dug from the earth raw, then cut into a diamond, then sent off to a GIA lab, and then they do all the examination and the appraisal for that stone. So they'll go and appraise it and like say, oh, this cut is this. They'll put it under all these tests, and then they'll say, okay, it has an inclusion here. Then the inclusion would show up on the certificate exactly where it is. So you could use a magnifying glass, or you could use your eyesight, and then see the inclusion yourself and be like, oh shit, they got an inclusion there. You know what I mean? It would tell you everything on the card. And these are like the best of the best, the top guys in the world that will be appraising your stone. So that's why if you buy a natural diamond, you want to get like a GIA certificate level diamond, or you want to get like I think IGI is the next guys up. They're like number 2, I think, after GIA for natural diamonds. So that's your kind of options right there, right? GIA is for natural diamonds. They are a governing body, you can say, for natural diamonds and gems in general in the world. Okay. So they've set a bar where it's like, this is the top level of grade in jewelry, like gemstones and stuff like that. And what GIA has done, which is the Moissanite certificate you see here, they basically copied the whole thing, made it look like GIA, and they've put VVS1, excellent cut, excellent clarity, blah, 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 on pretty much every stone. You might get some that would tell you it's not D color, so it might be like a DEF, so it's going to range from D to F. But in general, they're not really some governing body that if they don't tell the truth, someone's going to come and hammer down on them. That's not going to happen. It's basically, you know, once you're in this business, you could easily see that people can just print these certificates as and when they please. Okay. So say, for example, you could like buy a bunch of gemstones and then there might be a certificate missing. And then you'll be like, hey, there's a fucking certificate missing. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? I counted it and there's a certificate missing. They'll be like, oh, my bad. They'll just print you another one and send it to you. Like, that's how crazy it is. It's not governed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, over time, I've developed relationships with people, with factories that make these stones. And so what I do is I pay them extra and I say, hand select me the best stones. Do you see what I'm saying now? So that's the big difference. So when you see a ring like this, all the stones are identical. Every single one of these stones are identical. The color, the grade, everything's the same. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm paying them extra and I'm saying, give me the best stones. Give me the whitest of the whitest. You know, there's one person I work with and he selects the stones so good for me. He doesn't even put D color. He puts whitest. You know, because it's just like these stones when you see them. Because what happened was, there's a couple guys on the internet. This is from a few years ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and they do a couple Moissanite tests where they put a genuine diamond next to a Moissanite diamond, and then they do a color grading. They're doing it off of their own opinion. These aren't GIA certificate people. You know what I mean? These are just regular good jewelers. So they put these two together and they came up with the assumption that a D color in natural diamond compared to a D color in Moissanite diamond is about 1 to 2 grades lower for the Moissanite. So what you call D color in a Moissanite is actually an E or an F in natural diamond. So that was their thing. That's what they said. Okay. And they showed it and they proved it with the stones that they had. Okay. So based on that, that's the assumption that they came on. From my own assumption, I agreed to it before because back then, like going five or six, like before the pandemic, sort of 5 years ago or so, 4 years ago or whatever, the stones, some of the stones you would get that would be called decolored was not that level of like whiteness, you know, like it did look like the F of like a natural diamond whiteness, where now it's completely different. So this tennis chain, for example, is D color. It looks more like a D color natural diamond. Same with the ring and so on. So they are getting really white. And then the technology now, like with that supplier that I just told you, he makes these stones like crazy, crazy white. Like it's unreal. You're like, fuck, like this is crazy, you know? So in general, you can't trust anyone. when it comes to this stuff, unless you're like really in with them. And there's other jewelers online that are like, yeah, we sell our moissanites because we get the best colored moissanites and this because we're in with the GRA. It's like, what do you mean you're in with the GRA, bro? There's like 1 million GRA websites. Which one are you in with? Do you know what I mean? No, we're with the official one. Like, bro, it's coming from a country that just, they don't give a fuck. They just make shit up. Like, it's like, they could just print shit all day long. Like, how are you in with the main, like, shut the hell up. Like, you're not, you know, it doesn't work like that. You know, it's literally, it's better if you just have a genuine relationship with people where you're making them money and you explain to them, if I don't get the whitest of the whitest, I'll just go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? They're going to give you the whitest. Show me the money. That's the kind of language we're dealing with here. You know, when you're dealing with people and you're making them money, they're making you money and you have a great relationship. It's like, look, I want the best of the best. And over trial and error, over years of working together, you build a relationship where they know your standard and they know if they go below that standard, it's like you're going to have to replace it, or I'm gone to someone else that is going to respect my standard. So when you see the Moissanite jewelry that I deal with, and all jewelry that I deal with, you know, all jewelry that you find in some of these stores that I do jewelry for, like labdiamondslondon.com. I'm not going to name the others because I want to keep it private for them. But when you get jewelry from me, it's going to be the best of the best because I would only wear the best of the best. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's not going to be any cutting corners when it comes to jewelry, especially when it comes to like Moissanite jewelry. Hell no. You know, I want the best.
师傅, does solid silver also tarnish?
Yeah, solid silver could tarnish too. When you're dealing with solid silver jewelry, Tiffany has made the bar. Shout out to Tiffany. Yeah. Tiffany & Co. has set the bar for silver jewelry. Okay. So when you're talking solid silver jewelry, you see even in their how to care for guide on their website, they specifically tell you or outline some specific things to do and not to do on their website, you know? So when it comes to silver jewelry, like Aftercare for silver jewelry, Tiffany themselves have the Aftercare program. So although it's fine jewelry technically, you still have to care for it, you know? So they say things like, they have like a liquid that they have. They say, buy this and buy our glove, and then you could clean our jewelry. Okay. So that's how they do it basically. And then I think they have a couple things where they say how to store it and whatnot. But basically storing it is the same how you would storing solid silver is the same way I store plated jewelry is how I store my solid silver jewelry. So a bag like this, cellophane bag, and then you could always put it in, after you put it in a cellophane bag, you could put it in a bag like this, or you could use a bag like this. Okay. These two are not the same bags. Okay. So this is a anti-tarnish bag. That's what they call it on like Amazon and stuff. This is just your normal Jiffy bag. Okay. So you see the color difference, blah, blah. I explained it in the plated video. So be sure to check out the plated video because it explains it all. But you could keep solid silver in something like this too. And you could always put an anti-tarnish tab in there. Those little brown tabs. You could put one of them in there too. And that'd be good enough, you know? With these rings, I'll be real, I wear these every day. So I just chuck them on the table. I don't care. And I like to see, how much damage, how much destruction can my jewelry go through. So I don't really care about this, but some of my chains, like this Moissanite chain, if I'm not wearing this, it's going in a bag. Yeah, definitely. Even though it's solid silver, you know, to clean solid silver, they have these new things now where you put it in water, these electronic things. I never used them. The guys in the labs, they tell me like, just stay away from it, you know. It's very simple what I'm told, and by the people that, you know, the grandmasters that have been dealing with solid silver all their lives, old guys that has been working with this material all their lives. They say it's very simple. You can clean it with a soft toothbrush and toothpaste like Colgate and water. Or you can clean it with washing up liquid, like Fairy. For Americans, I think you guys got Dawn. So that's how you would clean your solid silver jewelry. You could just wash that down with a soft toothbrush. Now bear in mind, technically you always want to keep your jewelry dry. So all your solid silver jewelry, you want to keep it dry anyway. So if you wear it in the shower, I personally take my jewelry off before I go in the shower. My earrings I don't take out, okay? But you want to keep it dry. These, I never keep them dry. I just take them out of the shower. I just dab or whatever. But you guys, you're spending a lot of money on jewelry. So keep it dry, you know? If you want to remove these before you go in the shower, take them out. Or if you want to, if you do wear your jewelry swimming or whatever, after you, just like you dry yourself, dry your jewelry, you know? The other thing I would mention is a lot of silver jewelry, especially all of our silver jewelry, has a layer of rhodium plating, or at least a couple layers of rhodium plating, you know? So you want that rhodium plating to last as long as it possibly can. So for me, I wouldn't really clean jewelry with soaps and the toothbrush thing, at least like until like 3 months after wearing it, you know? In between then, I would, if you want to be hygienic, obviously, just use like a toothbrush and warm water, or like you can use cotton wool, as long as it's not rigidy stuff on your jewelry. But that'll do. Like this, I'll just wipe this with warm water, old t-shirt, or I use a jewelry glove. So a jewelry glove like this, you could buy a packet of these for like $5 or something. And I would just warm water, really get in there, clean everything out, you know? That's how I would clean jewelry. It's not the most hygienic way, because you should use soap or whatever. But me, I want to run this through the mud. I want this to really go through everything, so I can see. I just want this to be like treated badly, so I can see how long it holds up, if anything changes on it. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way I with jewelry. But yeah, you want to keep the rhodium plating, just do that with water. Then after 3 months, you could wash it with like your toothpaste or your washing up liquid. And then even then I'd have another gap and then do it again. Then after like a year, you don't have to really worry about the rhodium. You could just wash it when you please, you know, wear it. Just wash it every day. You do what the hell you want to do with it, you know. And with plated jewelry too, you could just use a glove, warm water, wipe it down. With plated jewelry, you don't really want to use like a silver cloth. You know, like those silver cloths you get is like what you clean your glasses with almost. A silver cloth is really for solid silver jewelry. If you use it on plated jewelry, over time, it can perhaps wear down the actual silver plating. So I would and the same goes for tissue as well, because on a microscopic level, it's still quite a harsh, you know, it's quite rough. So use an old t-shirt, or just use like a jewelry glove, and that would be great for your plated jewelry. This goes well for normal jewelry too. Something like a tennis chain, this is just going to get caught and you're going to get cotton all up in there. Good for rubbing the back. I clean the back. Every time I wear this, I just clean this with this. Just warm water and clean this, you know. If it's like, okay, I'm going to an event or something, then I'll get the washing up liquid maybe and just wash this down with a toothbrush and whatever. But with plated jewelry, you could just use that.
All red bottoms, how I'm dripping. All white Buffy's, how I'm saucy.
LapDiamsLondon.com.
All white Buffy's, how I'm saucy.